Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I got a short, sweet, to the point video today. We're going to talk about Ilus, H2OO, QND, all the subsidiaries. Ilus is coming on down. I already told you I think this is bottomed out. I will be looking to buy over there at 0018 to 0022. That's the range that I'm looking at. So 0018, 0022, that's where I will be looking to load a position. Looks like we finally found a bottom here. 3 touches. This is going to be the 4th touch. If we look at the past, you know, we touched once here, came up, touched it twice, broke down. It's very rare that we find a spot where we hold that line in the sand. If we were to look at the past, here we came down as low as 112. It kind of just went sideways here and broke down. So that doesn't mean anything. Like, you look at the past and you're like, well, there's never been a time where we actually held the bottom more than 3 touches. Here we bottomed out at what, 6 cents. We pumped, touched it again here on that double bottom. That's 2. Came down here, 3, 4. This thing held 4 times before breaking down. Unfortunately, breaking down to where it's at now. It's 4 times we touched. If this thing touches a 4th time and then just breaks down to 00, it would have to go to 0011, 0009, which would be that would be insane. I can still see it happening. I can see that happening. So to make it clear, I will add down here, yes, but I'm gonna add, like, I'm not gonna add 10K. I'm gonna add 3K, and I'm gonna have a stop loss if it breaks down below 1.8. Like, if it breaks down and doesn't hold, if like at 2:59 a.m. or not a.m. p.m. if it's broken down below 1.8, we're probably gonna see that 1.513. Like, it'll drop fast. So that's why I'm going in with much less. 3K. I'll take the 50% loss if it just suddenly drops. You know, because if I buy at 002s and it drops to 001, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of, that's a 50%er right there. So I doubt that's going to happen, but I'm ready for it if it does happen. That's why I'm going with less, much less. The 3K is what I'm thinking. Although I might bump that down to 2.5K. We'll see. But I'm looking at 2.53K down here for the next pump. So if this holds a 4th time, I just showed you, man. I just showed you, like, last time it touched 4 times and held, it did break down, unfortunately, on that 4th touch. So the game plan, just gave it to you. 3K, if it breaks down, take the loss. If it doesn't, if it holds and it just keeps pumping here, if it just goes within a trading range here, then take profit as it goes up and down within that range. H2OO, where's H2OO? I have it right here. No, that's color. H2OO. I'm not tempted to buy here. I know it is a low float, but I'm not tempted to buy because it's still behaving like a pumpy stock. Despite this being on a higher exchange, it's still behaving like a pumpy stock. You know, it pumps, dumps. It's been on a higher exchange for a long time now, and it pumps and it dumps. Whoa, look at that huge pump to $5. I could see this pumping. Wow, wait, what? Whoa, guys. Whoa. Is it just... Wait. Did you... Huh? You guys see what I'm seeing here? You guys see what I'm seeing? I hope you guys saw what I just saw right there. Am I insane? This thing shot up to $4.65 on 83 million volume from a low of $1.20. Look at that. Now, why is this important? Well, we know it's a low float. We know it can jump on a good PR, but I just want you to take note of the fact that despite this big move to $4.65, it's a low float. So the sell-off is going to be just as big, and you can see it just tanked. It behaved like Ilus, huge pump, and it just comes right back down. Keep in mind, this is a stock on a higher exchange. So what does this mean for the future? It means you better hope this doesn't become a pumpy stock. You better hope that every uplist that Ilus has and its own uplist doesn't lead to just it being on a higher exchange, but it just still behaves like a pumpy stock where it has a big run because it seems like they're really targeting these low floats. Like, they really are targeting these low floats, which low floats, it really only benefits pumpers. It really only benefits flippers like me, because it's like, hey, a low floater, let me buy it when no one wants it, accumulate it, and then when it runs big because of that low float plus news, I'm gonna make hella money, right? But on the flip side of that, longs, they're not just holding for 300%, 400%. They're holding for 10,000%. They're holding for Nvidia type of gains where you hold for years and years and you make hundreds of percentages, thousands of percentages, tens of thousands of percentages, 100,000s of percentages. If you're actually a long, right, that's where you would hope for. It would be kind of weird to hold long just to sell at 300 or 400, 500%. Because it's like, well, you could have just been flipping it this whole time and you could have already like made that 300%, 500%. Because we've seen already so many times Ilus have big moves. Unfortunately, it just keeps breaking down lower and lower. But yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. It's really going to be interesting to keep an eye on these because as the years go by, we'll get to see if what kind of performance we get from these stocks, these uplist subsidiaries with low floats. If they're just going to be pumpy dumpy stocks, I'm going to make money. Like I did here, I bought H2OO and it pumped, took my profit, and now I'm not going to buy it until it comes back down nice and cheap to 30 cents is what I'm watching for. QIND, who cares about this? What, they have an announcement? Is that for today? No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. QIND, same thing. It's pumped. And, pumped as far as, 70 cents. And now it's, dead in the water comparatively. No one cares about it. So that's kind of gone. Samo, same thing. No one cares about it. I bet you it hasn't even moved other than that initial pump that it got. Yeah, there's the pump. Flippers made their money, coming right back down. If you want to load it, probably load it at 006 and hope that it keeps getting a pump here. Seems like it's bottomed out here. Keeps coming back down to 006 and then pumping back to 16. So maybe there's some money to be made. Maybe throw $1,000 at it. Maybe. I keep saying maybe because I'm like, if I'm going to throw money at something, I might as well just throw it at Ilus at that point. Because we know Ilus has bottomed out down there. This fourth touch is going to be very telling. If it just breaks through it and goes to 0009, 001, I mean, that's not a good look. Well, longs are going to be excited. They're going to go, yes, I get to buy Ilus at 001, 0009. Woo, slap that ass at 0001. And I'm kidding. But yeah, Samo might be a buy down here if you want to take that risk. Too risky for me. I'd rather take Ilus if I'm going to have to pick one. So I look forward to the next couple of uplists because it's going to be very telling. If they like them picking low floats on purpose, I love that they say, "Oh, we don't want to be a pumpy stock," but by picking low float stocks with low floats, you're basically saying, "Yeah, we're going to be a pumpy stock." Because if you guys recall, what was ASNS doing? Well, when ASNS was going to be the big one. What was ASNS doing? Oh, it had that huge pump, low float, profit got taken, pump, and now it's just it's gonna die off. Which is why I took the loss. I was like, you know what, this is dying off because I bought like here somewhere, and then and then obviously nothing followed through. So I took the loss because that's just what I do. I take the loss. I'm like, well, this is dead in the water because no one's gonna care about it now. And it is. It's dead in the water. It's probably going to come back down to where it was previously at 30 cents. It's going to take time like anything else. So, I think there was a lot of lessons to be learned here with everything that happened. But ultimately, I think I was correct in the sense that whatever stock Samuel's going to reverse merger into or whatever, that's the stock that's going to go kaboom. Not so much Samuel and QND itself. So if you're holding Samuel and QND long term, I imagine you're probably going to be disappointed because they're reverse merging into pumpy stocks. So that's just something to keep in mind for the future. I never thought about that, like the fact that they could uplist into a uplist, and the stock would have a low float, but that would just it would just make it a pumpy stock. Yeah, there is a downside to a stock having too low of a float, because it just becomes pumpy and dumpy, pumpy dumpy. All right, guys, those are just my thoughts. I just wanted to get that out there, because that's just something that was on my mind. I'm like, they keep putting it into these low floats. There's a positive to that for flippers, bigger percentage move, but for longs, is that a positive? Is it? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Is the stock, if they keep going into these low floaters, is that a positive for longs? Doesn't that make it a pumpy stock, having it have such a low float? I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the next one.